Ryan Hartwin.
Welcome back to Blue Raider Stadium. Coach Chris Oliver joins me now high above Blue Raider Stadium field as the Blue Raiders win it in dramatic fashion, 34-27 over Grandview. Will advance to the national quarterfinals, which will be on the road next week. We do know that. There was no upsets, as we mentioned, Coach Oliver finding that out for the first time. But it doesn't matter. He's going on the road, and he's gonna play in the national quarterfinals. And Coach, I want to start off with a very easy question. Have you ever been a part of a better football game? Because boy, it was a dandy.
Yeah, I don't think so. That was a great game, and you know, two really good football teams, and you know, we got a lot of respect for just the way that Grandview plays the game. And you know, we talked that you know, the looks of their kids, the way that they hustle around, they actually remind us a lot of our program. And you watch just the way that they play, and then you come out and you know, you got a 3-point game last year, comes down to less than 2 seconds, and then an overtime game this year, and yeah, it was a great football game. It's great to be on this end of it.
The stat that jumps out the most to me is the fact that they ran 40 more offensive plays than you did, 105 offensive plays.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that your defense played poorly, because they didn't. This was a really, really good Grandview football team that, especially in that fourth quarter and in overtime, defense was lights out.
Yeah, I thought our defense made a lot of timely plays, and you look at 105 plays for 451 yards. I mean, so you're talking less than 4.5 per play, and you know, we had 414 on 65 plays. So you know, what that tells you is we did not give up the big play. They had 2 or 3 play actions for about 30-yard chunks. But we just did not give up the big play, and you know, we were timely on some special teams things, and did a great job of getting off the field a few times on defense at critical situations.
Actually, their longest play of the day was just 27 yards.
Wow.
I got to think that coming into the game, you would have taken that.
Yeah, absolutely, and we did a better job getting the quarterback there at the end of the game. I thought we wore him down a little bit, and just a great job by our defense. Obviously, we'd like to get off the field a few more times, but you know, when you have 4.5 yards per play against a national playoff team, that's a really good stat.
Blue Raiders win over Grandview 34-27 in overtime, despite Grandview having the ball 15 more minutes in the game than Lindsey Wilson. Coach, I thought your defense started to look tired late in that third quarter. Maybe when they came away, when your offense couldn't put up points.
Yeah.
I thought I saw. I don't want to say our heads dropped, because I don't think that's what happened, but they had been on the field a ton throughout the entire game, and yet they reached down somewhere. Where did that come from?
Just, you know, that belief and the knowledge that we've been there before. I think when you have those types of experiences, and we play really good football teams in this conference, and you know, we had to face a similar adversity a few weeks ago against Bethel. You know, it felt like we were in control of the game, and then before you know it, you're down a touchdown. So I thought we faced that adversity really well, and you know, I thought you saw Grandview. You know, the wind kicked back up when we came out at halftime, and it actually died down a little bit, and then towards that third quarter, end of the third quarter, it kicked back up, and I think Grandview was trying to take advantage of having the wind there and running a lot of plays at the end of the third quarter, and then they had us gassed a little bit. So they had something right there, and we you know, we bowed our neck, as they say, and we got it done.
You offensively, let's talk about you offensively. Dylan ends up with over 300 yards. Not his, I don't want to say that it was his best game of the season, but boy, he had some really good throws. Had some drops today that we don't normally see. That number could have been escalated, you know, up to close to 400 yards, but just some really timely plays. Some just dropped. Really, only one bad decision all day long.
Yeah, I think you know, I think we counted right off the cuff 5 drops. And ones that, I mean, should have been catches. Yeah, there were some opportunities there that, you know, we've got to shore that up. And you know, when you have 20-mile-an-hour winds sustained, the ball comes off your hand different, and sometimes it's tough for those guys to judge. And we have to know that as we continue to play in November and hopefully beyond, that, you know, you're going to have high wind situations. So we've got to get better at that. We've got to improve that. But I thought Dylan played really well. The interception we'd like to have back. It was the play didn't quite develop the way that we had drawn it up, and I think he lost sight of the receiver, and just, you know, the ball caught up in the wind. So I'd like to have that one back, but I thought he played really well today.
How was the temperature today on the field with the wind? Because some of the drops? Could it be in cold hands?
Yeah,
I mean, played in this weather.
Yeah, I don't think the temperature was a big factor, but anytime you start to drop the football and you haven't been, I mean, maybe there's something to that there. So it's something. We had 70 degrees all week.
Yeah.
We had 70 degrees yesterday. It would drop 30 degrees. So I would much rather, let's go back to 70 degrees. That's probably not going to happen. So we'll probably get the opportunity to practice in a little bit colder weather Thanksgiving week here.
Jared Doherty was huge today.
Yeah.
The freshman did miss one field goal, but first time he's ever made two. He only came in all season long making one. And you got to tip your cap because that was some pressure situations in the game.
Yeah, we wanted to give him another opportunity right there at the end, and felt like that was the thing to do with 6 minutes to go. And to come back after missing one close and come back the next series and bang that one through, that was a big time kick. And he's getting better, and we got Lou Alexander snapping and Matt Edgar holding, and those guys all getting it done. And Grandview has blocked a lot of kicks this year. They're very good at blocking kicks, and I thought our up front protection was really good as well.
Coach, 34-27 win. We move on to the quarterfinals for the second time in program's history. Let you go with this. What was your message to the guys after the game?
Well, we talked about it was a team effort, and there were a lot of positives in all facets and a lot of timely fashion. But we said, hey, the goal this week, the goal today was to go 1-0. We met that goal. We're one of 8 teams left, which is a great feeling. But the bottom line is we're going to have to go somewhere and play a really good football team this next week, whoever it is. And the goal is to go 1-0 again. And that's our process, and we're going to try and go do it again next Saturday.
Coach, congratulations on the overtime win.
Thanks, Chris.
That's LWC head football coach Chris Oliver as the Blue Raiders win it today.